What's up, everybody? Come on in, 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 come on in. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. We're gonna be on Instagram tonight. Y'all come on in. I see y'all coming in. Make sure y'all wave. Make sure y'all speak when y'all coming in. Don't be rude. Make sure you speak when you come on in tonight, okay? We're going to have a good show tonight. It's going to be very, very brief, very good. So I just need you to give me 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because we likes to talk over here on Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. But give me 20 to 25 minutes of your time. I have an amazing guest. We're getting ready to get this thing cracking. If you do not, if you miss any Real Talk shows, whether they're usually on Facebook, but however, we've been taking over Instagram land. And so I just want you guys to get the word out, the ones who watch, to get the word out. The Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt is now on Instagram, and we're trying to test it out. And of course, we have our own YouTube page, so please go over there and subscribe. What's up, everybody? How's your evening going? Happy Thursday. We have made it almost to another year. I'm ready to rush 2022 out the way. No, I'm not. I got some good things coming up, and I'm going to talk to you about that in just a little bit. However, we have made it to the end of the week, and we all good. We still looking good. Well, I got to go get a haircut tomorrow, but we still looking good. We still pressing through, and everything is good. How are you guys doing? If you're doing good, I need you to do me a favor. Put some hearts on the screen just to let me know that you guys are healthy. You guys are okay. You may not be in the place where you want to be, but you're further than where you used to be. I got to say that again. You may not be in the place. Ooh, I felt God. That you want to be. But you're better than where you used to be. All right, guys. I see the hearts. Thank you so much. All right, so we get ready to bring on my guest. I just want to open up. I used to do hot topics. I don't have hot topics tonight because we're going to be about this guest. Listen, if you love fashion, if you love suits, if you love journalism, if you love PR, you don't want to go nowhere. My guest tonight, we're going to talk about all that and more. He's an amazing guy. Media. Of course, I was a public relations major, communications major. I guess I didn't want to do nothing else. I didn't really want to study in college. So I said, I got a personality. Let's go over here to communications. So shout out to all my communications majors. Anyway, so listen, guys, I'm going to do one quick topic and then I'm going to bring in my guest. I'm waiting on him to come on in. And I think I do see him. So listen, make a long story short, COVID is still going on. Yes, COVID is still going on. However, God is still working. He still promised me some things. He still promised you some things. So what that means is I have some big announcements coming up very, very soon. But I want you guys to wash your hands. Let's do this together, class. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Even though I just left the gym, I just got back from the gym. Of course, I took a shower, so this is not my gym stuff. I took a shower. I just dressed real down for y'all. But tonight, he's going to give me, I'm so excited about my guest because he's going to give me tips on what to wear, tips on how to dress. As you can know, I am a thick guy. So he's going to teach us men how to dress, how to wear these Italian cut suits, all that good stuff, how to get our swag to another level, how to just do the... I'm saved. I almost cussed, but I'm saved. All right. So basically, my hot topic for tonight is just wash your hands, keep safe, because there's some big things that you have coming up as well as I have coming up. And so we want to make sure that the devil don't be on no games, that us and our families, matter of fact, us and everybody that's connected to us, we want to make sure that they get to see the things that are coming up in 2022, man. It's going to be an amazing year. All right, without further ado, you're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. It's Thursday night. Go ahead, get you something to drink, get you some popcorn, get you some food. I know you cooking. I know you doing what you got to do. I want to announce this announcement so bad. I want to announce my surprise so bad, but my team and I are being strategic because it's gonna really shake up some stuff. All right, so y'all be in prayer for me. All right, without further ado, I'll bring on my guest. He is, let me introduce him when he comes on the screen. But without further ado, I want you to clap your virtual hands for none other than Mr. Brian Hampton is in the building. Hey, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, man?
I was giving you my virtual chair. I don't know if you could.
I appreciate that, sir.
How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. What about you?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
All right now.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna take the other role, but
Nah, not
you didn't
tonight.
want to. Not tonight. Well, y'all clap your virtual hands. Welcome to the Real Talk Show, Mr. Brian Hampton. Mr. Brian Hampton, we're about to get into it. Are you ready for a real talk conversation?
Let's do it, brother. Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Let's do it. First of all, I tell all my guests that Real Talk is a place where it's not really a question and answer type vibe. We're just two men with family having a good conversation. That's pretty
Of
much it.
course.
All right.
Right.
First of all, can we zoom in? If you guys don't catch tonight's episode, I'm gonna put it on my YouTube page, Real Talk. That's REEL. Why is it REEL? Because it's a movie reel. Duh. I do some acting on the side. But listen, I want you to go over there to the YouTube page and check out because I want y'all to get into these glasses. So I try to just take a moment and really get into these glasses. First of all, Mr. Hampton, are they prescription?
They are prescription. That's all I wear.
I want you to get into these prescription. You got to have a good relationship with two people, your insurance or your eye doctor,
You
to
better
get
say
these.
that.
These are dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, dude.
So after the show, I hope you like me enough that we can get me a pair. All right. So
Oh,
so let's get into the conversation tonight. Tonight, this is start from the top. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing. I want to know. I know that you are the creator of Dress Like a Gent. You are a media PR, a brand ambassador. We know all of that. But before we get into all of that, can you walk me up to how I was growing up and what steps did somebody speak into your life? What steps did you take to actually get to where you are today?
of course. So I'm actually originally from Atlanta by way of Smyrna, Georgia. So I grew up in Cobb. I still live in
Okay.
Cobb. I love
Okay.
Cobb.
Okay.
So,
Shout out to Cobb.
shout out to Cobb County. So, yeah, so I grew up here in Atlanta by way of Smyrna. My mom and dad did a fabulous job of raising me. I was raised as an only child.
Oh,
And
wow.
I had a really good childhood, man. I mean, I had family was always close, is always close to me still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and dad are from North Georgia, up in the mountains. So Tate and Nelson.
Awesome.
And so basically, I was raised from like here and then, spent summers up there, man. But I had a great childhood, man. I was raised to not see color. I
Oh,
went
wow.
to, mixed schools. Most of my friends are white and Asian, even to this day.
Oh,
And
wow. Wow.
so that has a lot to do with just kind of who I am today. I'm still the same way. I'm very cross-cultural in my brain. And
Mm.
yeah, man. So that's kind of
So,
so.
so, so that's interrupt. That's interrupt because we got to deal with it. As an African American man, a male, a businessman, a child of the king, what does it mean for someone of our ethnic background, our culture, to be? I think you called it. Can you repeat it for me? You called it not
Cross cultural,
cultural. Yes.
cross
What does
culture.
that actually look like? Because a lot of us think that we have culture, but we
Hmm.
really lack that.
So I think that I think we need to be more open. I think it's easy to be around people that look like you,
Mm,
that maybe you were raised around a certain group of people based on your own ethnicity. But I think you have to be open, man. I've
yeah.
learned much from different people, not just blacks, but just everybody, man. I don't see color, even though I know that definitely there's definitely things that are happening with our race that need to be addressed.
Mhm.
But for me, man, I kind of have a wide spectrum of people, and I just think you just got to open yourself up. You have to have experiences. I went to France when I was 16. I'm French
Oh,
speaking.
okay.
I'm actually a French teacher. Come to think of it, so
Okay.
uh,
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah. So it just has a lot to do with kind of who I am in general.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into. So of course you started. Where did you go to college?
I went to college in Charlotte, North Carolina, at Queens College, and I did like a year and a half at Sorbonne University in Paris.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So I keep hearing Paris. I keep hearing Paris. I keep hearing some other things, and I want to. The reason why I say I keep hearing it because I hope it makes sense to the viewers because you are the creator of Dress Like a Gent. So was it 15, 16? When did fashion, a sense of how I represent myself, how I show up in the world. When did that actually turn on for you? What age and how did that happen?
I can't remember when it started, but I just know from being a boy that I always like to dress up, man. I always like to look my best. It's really natural for me. For me, there's a difference between fashion and style. I'm more into
Mm.
style. I'm more into developing a personal sense of who you are by way of what you dress.
Wow, I
Fashion,
like that.
I love fashion as well. I feel that fashion sometimes can be fleeting, but I think that people, when you style a person, or when a person styles himself, they basically enhance who they are. And so that's a
Right.
lot of kind of who I am. But yeah, man, I've been like this since I was a kid. But the older that I've gotten, the more daring I've gotten with wearing certain things. As you get to know yourself a little bit more, you're more bold and more edgy in what you wear.
Let me ask this question because I know this is going to set some of us free. Growing up would you say you grew up in a royal small town? Describe how your town was. It a large city,
No,
small
it wasn't a
town?
small town. I grew up in Smyrna. I mean, Smyrna's not small. I mean, it's I still run into people that I went to high school with sometimes that live here in
Yeah.
Cobb, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it was small. But I did actually go. I spent time up in North Georgia as well with my family.
Okay.
Of course, there everybody knows everybody, but yeah, even to this day, I still run into people that I know that remember me. Some people say, and you look at me like, "Who? What?" Because you
Right.
forget. But yeah,
Right.
so it wasn't necessarily a small town, but I think even though living in Smyrna, I always kind of branched. I learned how to drive downtown, so I kind of, even though
Mm,
I call myself, I mean, I grew up in Smyrna, but in essence, I'm kind of a city country boy in a sense.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the reason why I asked that, and I love that you gave that description. I asked that because a lot of times coming from country places or whatever you're from, let's just keep it 100 real talk because we keeps it real over here. All right.
yeah.
Uh, we're accustomed. I remember when the white tee fad was going on.
Mm.
Yup, in my white tee. I remember when we were just wearing these white tees with some Tims, a chain. I mean, matter of fact, for me, let me just go and share this with Mr. Hampton. For
Go ahead.
me,
Yeah.
the 2000s, the early 2000s was some of the worst fashion periods of just life for me.
Hmm.
However, it may be different for somebody else. My question now becomes, was there anybody like your parents saying, "Oh, don't you wear that crazy stuff"? Did they kind of? How did they assist in your creativity as you present yourself, or was there a hindrance? Not just parents; it was it people around you. Because a lot of times when we are the first to start being and finding who we are, we step outside of this box that
Yeah.
sometimes can make others kind of uncomfortable, inspire others. So tell me how that was for you
Believe
pertaining
it or
to your
not,
dressing and your style.
I was never discouraged about how I dressed. I was always complimented on how I dressed. I
Wow.
can remember in high school that we had the best dress situation, and so there was like the runner-up. It was between me and this dude named Gabriel Dobson. He was
Mm.
more urban, and they said I was more preppy, and so he actually
Okay.
won. He actually won. But I used to wear Eastlands. I mean, I went from Eastlands to like cross color stuff like that. I remember my mom took me to Lenox Mall when they first had cross color come out, man. I just thought it was just wonderful when you had all these colorful pants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, I was never discouraged about my personal style. I think because whatever I wore it with confidence. It really
Mm.
is an extension of who I am. It really wasn't like I was wearing something that was not a part of who I am. And so I think people saw that.
I love it. I love it. You're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. We are going to segue into some questions. If you guys have any questions, please comment. So Mr. Hampton, he's here. Mr. Hampton is here. Okay, he wants to answer some questions. We're going to have some fun, Mr. Hampton. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead into the question segment. Okay, I'm going to
Absolutely.
ask. I'm going to throw some questions at you, about 4 to 5 questions. At
Okay.
the first thing that comes to your head is, I want you to just go ahead and respond. Okay.
All
All right. You ready? Question
right.
number 1.
Let's do it.
How old were you when you learned the importance of self-care and grooming?
College, I would say probably like, how old was I? About 18.
18?
Yeah,
Give me a little
definitely.
give me a little more. So it's 18, and tell me, how were you taught that? Were you because I'm going somewhere with this. Were you taught this, or was it something that just you found in yourself?
I was always very meticulous beforehand, and I always was big on. I mean, that could have a lot with how I was raised as well. My mom wanted to, make sure you clean. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
Make sure you take a bath. But when I went to college, and you have a little bit more freedom, you have to be a little bit more disciplined about taking care of yourself, and then not having access to mom and dad spoiling you and giving you money to get stuff. So I think at that point when I was kind of transitioning into college, for me, that was the age that I learned self-care and also mental care, mental health, man.
Mm,
You got to keep your mind right and keep yourself focused mentally.
for sure. I love it. Question number two. How is, or is it a thing, or is it something that we just made up, or I made up at the top of my head? Is toxic masculinity still a hindrance to the black man's freedom to be themselves through fashion? So let me ask this again. Is toxic masculinity still like a hindrance to us as black men, or men, period, in our creativity in fashion?
I definitely think it's a hindrance. I think that people are, I think, people are afraid to really express who they are and what they wear. But I also think that sometimes we as men need to be more in tune with who we are first. And when you're
Mm.
more in tune with who you are, you're more in tune with what you wear and how you present yourself. So for me, it's more presentation. So there may be some things
Mm.
I want to wear. I'll be like, man, I can rock that. But
Hmm.
then I also remember that there's a brand, and also I'm representing the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Quite
Oh,
honestly, I do think about it.
right,
Um,
right, right.
but I also think that there are also some, there are certain barriers that you push, because it's okay to kind of be a little edgy, but you can be edgy and still be in style. So I think toxic
Wow.
masculinity is definitely a thing. But I think that we as men, before we put on something to try to prove something, we need
Mm.
to first be in tune with who we are individually.
Hashtag. We need to first be in tune with who we are individually.
Oh yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
it. I love it. Question number three. I'm probably gonna do four and then let you go. Then we can segue to
You
another
good,
thing.
man.
I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying this conversation. We're gonna get into some personal things, but right now we're talking about fashion, and we're also going to get into his brands and all that good stuff and the things he has coming up. Okay. Question number three. All right. Somebody said great answer. Thank you. Praise him.
Thank you, Mo. I
Question.
appreciate
Question number three. Somebody says, "Say it, nephew." Okay, y'all,
you.
y'all
Thank
distracting
you,
me.
Auntie.
I got to be host. Y'all distracting me, but keep them comments coming. Matter of fact, we may bless somebody with a cash out tonight. Oh,
My
Shabbat.
God.
We may bless somebody with a good lunch tomorrow. Y'all keep them comments going. All right, listen. Question number three. As a young person or millennial, I'm 31, so I still fit in that millennial space.
You're
So
a
let's
millennial,
just speak to.
Generation X or something.
Is
G
that
or
the
something.
one that's
That's
the
before.
older
I'm
one, right?
41, so whatever that generation is.
Oh, okay. So speaking to, okay, thank you for that. And you look great, by the way. Clap your
Thank
hands. You look great, by the way.
you. Hallelujah.
Are you married, single?
I'm single, not married.
Somebody be encouraged out there in the social media world. Keep your hands lifted. He's single on tonight. All right. So question number three. Speaking to millennials and the generation that's the younger generation after us, what are 2 to 3 things that you would tell us or recommend to us as we present ourselves in the world? What 3 things should we have? What 3 things should we look for? What 3 things should we inspire to? Pertaining to how we present ourselves, the way we look in the world.
As far as presentation is concerned, well,
Yes,
first
sir.
of all, let me say this. Let's try to stay out of debt. Let's talk about that first. Like, I think sometimes we aspire to be like others, or we aspire to have certain things. And I'm saying this from experience, you know what I'm saying? But I
Yes,
think
sir.
we have to learn how to work with what we have and
Mm.
for what we have. Now I like nice things. That's embedded in me. You know what I'm saying? I love nice things. I like nice cars. I like nice clothes, but that doesn't mean that I pay a lot for what I get.
Mm.
And I just don't think that you have to go in debt for certain things. So
Yes, sir.
that would be my first recommendation, quite honestly,
Okay.
is
Okay.
to be careful about how you spend your money. You know what I'm saying? And save
Yes.
up.
Yes, sir. All right.
And so another thing I would say is to have people, surround yourself with people who can push you, who speak your
Mm.
language. And I guess we'll talk about this a little more, but when I started Dressed Like a Gent, I was really just going off of what I felt God had put in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Just stepped out there, and it's like the Red Sea just opened up for me. I mean, it's like God was just waiting for me to just step into it. And it's been that way since. That was 2015. But
Mm.
I've learned that I've learned the importance of having creatives around me,
Yes,
spiritual
sir.
people around me who talk like I talk, and also those who can take me to that next level, who can kind of usher me into that next level.
Come on, come on. I love it. I love it. Those are great two things. If you missed those things, first he said, come on, stay out of debt. That's the first thing he said. But the second thing he said was have creative, have people around you that's going to push you and support you to the next level. I love it. Hashtag both of those things. And please give Mr. Hampton his credit. Okay. All right, let's move on. Victory in your village. Yes, sir. Number two, victory in your we got some
Thank you, Mo, for
saved folk
notes.
on here tonight. I love every bit of it. Come on here, church. All right, point number two. So let's segue into your amazing organization, Dressed Like a Gent. I want you to take it. But one thing I do want to know, and maybe you could share this with the followers. Tell me one thing you learned or one thing you may have regretted in starting Dressed Like a Gent, as you give us what Dressed Like a Gent is, all that good stuff. But make sure you tell us, because a lot of times, Mr. Hampton, I say this because they always see somebody's glory. And it's so cliche, but it's so true. They
Oh yeah,
never know the story of it. So just
right.
give us all that.
Of course. So Dressed Like a Gent pretty much was a brand I started in 2015. I just started an Instagram, and I was posting photos of different men's styles, things that kind of spoke to me, things that kind of echoed to me as far as my style, and started posting those things, and kind of built that.
Mm-hmm.
And one night, I've always liked to write, but one night in particular, I just felt impressed to start blogging. I was like, I need to write about this stuff. People started hitting me up and asking me to style them virtually and stuff like that. So I started a blog one night. I think my first blog I had 3 posts when I created the website myself, and I posted it to my readership on Instagram. And
Mm. Wait,
within
wait, wait.
about
Hold on one second. Pause for a good cause. You said you created your own website.
I created my own site. Yep. My site, both my sites are created by me. Yes.
You can't
Yeah,
be. You can't tell them. You can't be out here trying to do this thing if you don't learn how to do things for
I'm
yourself.
trying to tell you, man, for real.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. So yeah, from there, and so about 15 minutes after I posted the three blog
Mm-hmm.
posts, I had 2 men's magazines DM me asking me
Mm.
if I would be a contributor for them and write an article. And that was 2015. That happened. That happened the first night that I published articles to my own site. And from there, Dressed Like a Gent just evolved. I met Dr. Courtney Hammonds, who is an amazing fashion guru and just brain. I mean, just brilliant. He's really a genius, quite
Uh-huh.
honestly. I was at a thrift store, man. I ran into him, and he just said to me, "Now, what do you do?" He said, and I started talking. He was like, "Well, what do you do creatively?" And it's like God just put it in his heart, man. And
Wow.
from there, just I had him sort of mentor me in the beginning. I've had some contributions with Vincent Martinez, a fashionado.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then so it branched off into more of a lifestyle brand. So I became a lifestyle journalist.
Oh,
Um,
wow, wow.
so not only do I cover menswear, but the lifestyle piece of Dress Like a Gent is I cover film festivals. I cover the Atlanta Film Festival, the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival, Bronze Lens. I've covered Kingdom Wood, which is a Christian film festival.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Restaurants, I cover that. A lot of food spots because I like to eat.
Right, right.
But
Hashtag
quite
foodies.
honestly,
Where the foodies at?
oh yeah, they call me a super foodie, man, because it's like a whole nother level. But yeah, so Dress Like a Gent is really an extension of me. It's really a mixture of all the things that I love to do. So I really just made it my own. And it's kind of taken off. I'm also a brand ambassador for several brands. So it used to be a time. And so going to your question, or to answer your question, there used to be a time, and I still do this, where I would reach out to brands or reach out to outlets that I wanted to be a part of, for them to kind of, as a pitch, I would like to write for you. I would like to cover this event. Would you welcome me in? But, now, and it's been a few years now, but people are reaching out to me. And I think that's really a sign of maturity. But one thing that I've learned is that there used to be a time I wrote for everybody and I was being a contributor for everybody else. But then I had to realize, man, I got my own brand. I need to start bringing it back home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not always working or contributing to everybody else, but I have my own. And so now a lot of the stuff that I do is published to myself. I'm a contributor or a press contributor for Lifetime and Hulu. So
wow.
And that just opened up, man. It was something that was in my heart. I was like, man, it was actually the Clark sisters. When I heard about 2 years before the Clark sisters film was coming out, I was like, I'm supposed to be a part of that. I felt it in my spirit. I found a PR contact, reached out. We kind of went back and forth for about a year, and she finally connected me. Next thing you know, she gave me access to the entire press site for Lifetime, which is actually AE Networks, which is Lifetime and everything else. And just from there, man, I've had opportunities to interview actors and see movies before they come out and review them. So I'm saying all that to say is that sometimes you step out in the water and you don't know what's going to happen, but you're supposed to step out in the water.
Right.
And I feel like when God does things in our lives, it's very organic, man. He just wants us to go out there and just kind of see things happen. But a lot of that comes with just fostering relationships as well.
Yes, sir. I love it. And let me say this real talk. I'm just now getting to know this person, but I can already feel I have really good discernment. So if Mr. Hampton, if you ever see me just go up and smack somebody, you know that they deserved it. Because my discernment is of God. You see what I'm saying? So if I hit somebody, you just say all is well. All right. So listen. So I say that to say, y'all know I'm goofy. I say that to say, Mr. Hampton's spirit of connection is somebody that I know I want to be connected to. And I'm not saying that prematurely. Yes, you may do something. You may spill something on me. I may get mad at you. And life happens. However, I still believe that I would always still be connected to you. Why? It's because I feel a heart that you have passion for connection, like you just said. And a lot of folks, we feel like we have to be divided to win, when the recipe and the secret of winning comes with connection and good connections and godly connections. I gotta say that, godly connections. So I love that you said that. I want to just press that again. Don't be afraid of connections. You cannot. I just believe, Mr. Hampton, I'm gonna move. I believe that the devil deals in subtraction and dividing. Like if he had two math things, that's what he would do. And so if you set yourself and isolate yourself, it's hard to really make it. So I just want to encourage somebody to be connected to somebody, because that's really good. That's what you just said. That brought the ministry out of me. All right, let's keep moving. So let's go into, I need to know, a thick guy. We're trying to take our fashion to another level. The body, the stomach may have not went down yet. The whatever may not came in yet. The six pack may not be here. But what are some tips for our thicker brothers that you would give? Let's start with suits. Can we start with suits?
Sure.
What are some things that you would give to our thicker brothers out here?
So I think first and foremost, we need to know our measurements. That's the first thing. Because you can't go off of last year's or let's say you can't go off of pre-COVID's measurements.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Pre-COVID measurements. Because, I mean, y'all know a lot of us have gained weight. So the first thing is, in which I, tell people all the time, go to Men's Warehouse, go to K&G. I would say Men's Warehouse. Go to Men's Warehouse and get you some measurements for free. Get your measurements so you know what your actual size is, not what you think your size should be. Right. And then You know, from there, that's actually the best start. So you kind of know what you're looking for, you know.
Yeah.
And I think for more stocky men, you know what I'm saying, that it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You have to be comfortable in who you are, but you also want to wear something that looks right. You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to you don't want to get a dress shirt that you know that button is like holding on. You know what I'm saying? That button is about to just, you know, give up the ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
You got to be real with yourself. You know,
right.
you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, does this make sense? You
Yeah,
know what
right.
I'm saying?
Does this make Mr. Hampton is hashtag? I hope you guys are getting the real him. He's hashtag shady,
Oh,
but I love it. Is it
because
making sense? That's a good question to ask yourself.
listen, like I have so many suits, right? You know what I'm saying? And but and then I'll say to myself, I'm gonna go to this event and I'm gonna wear this suit that I've worn before.
Right.
But when you put on the suit, you're like, okay, but I can't button the suit up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So this time it can't be buttoned up. So I'm gonna wear it, but will I be fully comfortable in this suit? You know?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think when you put on something and there's an air of confidence that comes because you know that it is your size,
Yeah.
you know that it is your size, you know that it looks right, then I think that that's everything. But also you need to ask people. Don't be afraid to ask people, how does this look?
Yeah.
Right people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
Right.
so
Not them
yeah, I would
haters.
say not the haters, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you'll know when something fits right, and it's good to go to professional. Size is everything. There's nothing wrong with wearing stuff that is slim fitting, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
Even if
good point.
you're a bigger guy, there's nothing wrong with wearing something that's slim fitting. It looks better when it's tailored, you know?
Yes,
So don't be
sir.
afraid to kind of be edgy, but just make sure that it makes sense. Know your size.
Yes, sir. I love it. Okay, so what are some accessories that will always make a suit go to another level?
Well, since you mentioned, I'm actually a jewelry maker, where I'm actually a beaded jewelry maker. I have a
Ooh.
brand called Bob Beads, BAHBEADZ. So y'all check me out.
Check him out.
Uh,
Spell it one more time for the people in the
yeah.
back, and I'm gonna put the information under the video. Okay.
Okay, sure. It is Bob Beads. I actually just put it there. Bob Beads is a brand. It's actually my initials, Brian Alonzo Hampton. And so that's okay. So anyway, not without me trying to just like give you my brand. Beaded bracelets.
It's showtime.
I think beaded bracelets are very can be very personalized or very personal. And I think so. That's pretty cool. I make a lot of personalized beaded bracelets. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
I think there's nothing wrong with like wearing a chain too. You know what I'm saying? It just kind
Oh
of it
wow.
depends on what you're wearing.
Mm.
Silver and gold are both in. I mean, I love gold. I love silver both. There's nothing wrong with wearing a chain on something as long as you know that it's fitting to whatever that outfit is.
Mm-hmm.
For me, my main accessories are eyewear and brooches. I love eyewear.
Mm.
Like I wear contacts too, but for me, eyewear speaks. It's a style statement, you know.
But what if you don't have the head? Well, I think no. Let me take the lie back. I think everybody has the head for eyewear.
Well, I think it's a matter of figuring out which eyewear, which frame.
Eyewear to wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because some guys just want to go for square, some guys want to go for rounds. I mean, you really just need to kind of play around with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
for me, it's practical because it is prescription. I'm not just wearing it just to wear it, but I mean, it helps me to see better also, you know?
Right. Right.
So I love brooches, man. I have a collection of brooches, probably about 50 or so, so I wear a lot of brooches. I wear them on sweaters. I wear them on blazers. For me, that's kind of my signature. So, there are things like that you can play around with. I think you shouldn't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just the simple things that speaks in itself.
I love it. I love it. I can talk to you all night, and I want you to come back. Matter of fact, I want to give some information, but it's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming, and just know that Mr. Hampton is going to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say that. Let's just say that for there. But is there anything? We're wrapping. I want you to let us know just some last statements on. We know that we're both men of God. How God in the year 2021, going into the year 2022, how God is shifting some things for you, how he's transitioning things for you, how he's setting things up for you. Give us a little bit about what's happening for you going into this new year.
So I think I've started to already see sort of a foresight in 2021, even toward the end. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I secured a partnership with Puma,
Wow.
which for me is huge. I love Pumas. Like, if I showed you the
I do
Pumas,
too.
you know, and I had been trying to connect with them for some time.
Mm-hmm.
And just other collaborations, people just reaching out to me, things such as that. I would say that not just for me, but for us, it's time to step out in the deep. You know,
Mm,
it's time to step out in the deep. If there's something that's in your heart and has been in your heart, more than likely God is leading you in that direction. You know, it's not just there just to be ignored. Um,
right,
and,
right.
and here's the thing. Sometimes we think because you got to know that it's no, but sometimes that no means you need to keep knocking until it turns into a yes.
For sure.
You know, and you know that there are a few outlets that I tried. I've also covered the Stellars and the Dove Awards.
Mm,
When I was first trying to get on the Stellars, at first it was kind of like, no, we got
mm,
enough people, and then all of a sudden I reached out like at the last minute, and whoever I got there was like, we would love to have you. It's like the whole attitude
right,
changed
right.
over a course of like 2 years. So I would just say, listen, guys, sometimes you'll get no a few times, even going into 2022, you'll get no, but no does not always mean no. No just means keep trying. You have to be persistent. You got to keep knocking until the door opens up. Some doors are meant for you. And although sometimes you got to kick that door in.
Yes, sir. Do me a favor. You're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. I need everybody that's watching that real watch. I need you to Snapchat. I mean Snapchat. I need you to snapshot this right here. Me and Mr. Hampton. Do it right now. Do it right now. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I promise you, there's a method to my madness. I need you to snapshot it right now. Everybody, snapshot. Just do it right quickly, and then I'll need you to send it to me. Send it to me. Okay, send it to my inbox. Inbox me. Inbox Mr. Hampton. Okay, do it for me. Because I just feel a little prophetic. All right. So anything else? I love that. Anything else? Let's talk about what's coming up next for you. You seem like someone that is not. You have a humbleness to you. Where did that come from?
It's God, man. I've been through a lot. But I recognize and I acknowledge God's hand on my life and the doors that he opens up, and I just remembering that and seeing how God has brought me through, pulls me through, and continues to bless me and blow my mind. I, that for me, man, that's really what it is, man. I don't even try to be humble. I mean, I'm just really being,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? There's nothing really false about me. I just love Jesus, man, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I can be a little crazy sometimes, but I do love the Lord.
I do. Listen, I can get like, is that the devil's cousin sometimes? But I love Jesus.
There
Look
you
at
go,
somebody
man.
say, "I love Jesus."
That's right.
I want to bring you back because we can have such a spiritual talk. I wanted to bring Mr. Hampton on the show, and thank you guys for tuning in. If you missed this episode, you can go to the YouTube page and subscribe to Real Talk with Noland Pruitt. You can catch this episode because Mr. Hampton will be back. But tonight, we wanted to promote his Dress Like a Gent. If you want information on that, he's getting ready to give you information on that. Matter of fact, do that right now. Mr. Hampton, give them information if they want to be a part of Dress Like a Gent, your
Absolutely.
journal entries, all that good stuff. Just please give them how they can reach out to you.
Absolutely. Well, my primary platform would be Instagram. Of course, it's Dressed Like a Gent. Also, my website, which is pretty much my base, it's dresslikeagent.co for company. So check that out. All the things that I do are routed back to that website. And you can also see a lot of my contributions over the years, people that I've written for, some of the things that I do. So that's pretty much it, man. You'll see some stuff. Dress Like a Gent is the name. Brian Hampton and Dress Like a Gent. You'll find me.
You'll find. Listen, his brand ain't confusing. You can find him with two Dressed Like a Gent
There
or
you
Brian
go.
Hampton. All right, listen, I need you to close tonight, man of God. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Tonight was a very, very quick show, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. And will you come back? You'll come back, right?
I would love to. And thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you reaching out.
No problem. You're amazing. This is somebody you need to watch for. Trust me, when Real Talk with Noland Pruitt gives you the people to watch for, take it very serious. And I'm telling you, God has a way of blessing you through other people's experience. Let me say that again. God has a way of blessing you through other people's experience. So the fact that I'm telling you to go support him, don't let the enemy taint that. Really support with a pure heart and a pure intention, and watch God bless your life. Okay, so support him, support me, support whatever God is doing in your own life. I want you to close with some just encouraging words for any male. I keep hearing male tonight, but females as well. We're not excluding anybody. But I just believe there's some males that, young males, that I feel like we don't do a good job still for the fathering and the big brothership. I just really think we don't do a good job at it. So if you had any males that's watching this, or any men that are of age, 40, 50, whatever age you are, just close out giving them some words of encouragement.
I just want to say, I think God is the center, man. You know, God is the center of it all. I know that a lot of males, I'm an educator, so I'm in an urban school, and I see a lot of fatherlessness of girls and boys, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is it's not just young kids. There are a lot of us that may have dealt with fatherlessness. I think we have to really get back to understanding that God is the center, and we have a heavenly Father who loves us, and he fills that void, you know? And so I would really say we need to really kind of center in on him. And then you need to start connecting yourself with people who are like-minded. You know, gone are the days where you just have people around you that just tolerate you. You need some people around you that celebrate you and that will push you into your purpose.
100%.
I'm available. Come check me out.
And Mr. Hampton said he's available. Matter of fact, but before he's only available, it's I think he's charging $109 for the package for mentorship. No, it's free. It's free. It's free. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. We are so excited because Mr. Hampton has some amazing things coming up, and I'll be posting that on my page as well. One thing about Real Talk, we do keep you updated with our guests. You just don't see a guest and then they just disappear. We still try our best to keep you updated because I know he has some things coming up, and then once again, Real Talk has some great things coming up, and I'm like overly like a little kid over here. I cannot wait to share these with you, and I want you to just pay attention when things come in your area and be there. I promise you, like I say again, if you really support somebody with a genuine heart, I guarantee with my life, the Lord will repay it. And so, to continue to support people. All right, we out here, Mr. Hampton.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. Dress Like a Gent is in the building. Everybody say dress like a gent, dress like a gent. Matter of fact, can I be a part? Can I be a part of the organization?
Absolutely.
Can I serve
You're
as a
already
secretary?
a part. You're already a part, brother.
Oh, see. Thank you. Don't get jealous. Don't get jealous. All right, love you guys. Hit him up, Mr. Hampton. We'll see you next time. We're out of here.
All right, thanks, brother.
No problem.
Later.